Shalom, shalom. Out here once again. Another Wednesday, doing the work after work. First and foremost, I'll give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Prophet Dash, Prophet Yahweh, Prophet Yahushai, Prophet Yahweh, Prophet Yahushai, Prophet Yahweh, Prophet Yahushai, give all praises. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, the honors, the apostles, the elders, great millstone, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect across the planet Earth, which was truth and spirit, sincerity and the truth. Yeah, man, just like going to these prophecies, man. No, I was doing nothing today, pretty much. Obviously, it's prophecies, man. The main thing that we should be teaching is prophecy. None of these prophecies shall fail, you know? Lots going on. Lots going on around the world. Got this article, you know, the GOP just passed $95 billion to back Iran. War in Iran is slowing down. You know, now it's time to measure the time diligently in itself. Measure the time on your watch, standing upon your watch. You know, this is out of a CBS News. It says House GOP advances $95 billion plan to fund Iran war. So they're going to fund it, pump in another $95 billion to keep this Iran war going. But, you know, that's just the Most High. You know, gathering these nations, man. It's the Most High's determination. You know, to gather these nations in that Middle East to get that World War III, you know, cracking, and get that World War III popping off, man. Why? Because the outcome of that is going to be that nuclear destruction, man, which is going to usher in the return of Yahushai, man. He's going to come before all that to deliver his people, man. That's how the elect is going to be delivered. What you call UFOs, right? The ones, you know, that make it to the end, the elect, be delivered, you know. But it says House GOP advances $95 billion plan to fund Iran war and Save America Act. Yeah, they're trying to Save America Act. America ain't gonna be saved. You know, the only people gonna be saved are the elect out in America. They want to save America. They want to keep America. You know, that's their mindset. That's the pride of the heart have deceived them. You know, who shall bring me down to the grave? Who shall bring me down? Look at that. Thinks this place is never going to go down, man. Yeah, so Obadiah verse 3. The pride of thy heart have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, you know, who dwells in the clefts of the rock, man. Esau, man, that's his heritage. That caveman, you know, coming out the caves, and Neanderthals, that's his heritage, right? Whose habitation is on high. Yep. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Yeah, he should bring him down, man. You know, well, Yahushua is going to bring him down, man. You know, angels are going to bring him down, man. There'll be no place found in heaven with him, man. The Lord's going to knock him out of that rulership position, man. You know? The Lord said, wait ye upon me till I rise up for the praise. Yahushua rises up. We can't take this devil down ourselves, you know? His weapon, you know, his blessing is that weapon. You're not going to be able to go up against him and his militia troops, his martial law troops and all that, you know, saving up on some guns or whatever. You know, no. The weapons of our welfare are not carnal, man. We fight him through the spirit. And then the Lord is going to give his men, endow his men power. Take his men down physically, man. You know, that spiritual power. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, then will I bring thee down. So the Lord's been bringing this man down ever since the 70s, man. Since he set his nest up in the stars, you know. Ever since he exalted thyself as an eagle, though I set thy nest among the stars. What's that mean? That's that space station that you put up there in low Earth orbit, you know? All the things, the moon and all that. You know, he's out there in low Earth orbit. That space station during the 70s in the Apollo missions. This place has been going down ever since, you know, the 70s. So I exalt thyself as the eagle. He exalts himself as the eagle. All these different empires, you know, the Roman Empire, ancient Roman Empire, the German Empire, eagle, right? And now here, in the last leg of the Roman Empire here in America, Babylon the Great, right? It's the eagle. It's talking about Esau, man. Though thence will I bring thee down. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest amongst the stars, thence will I bring thee down, man. And the Lord's bringing this man down. So there ain't gonna be no save act. It's gonna save America, man. America ain't gonna be great again, And they're getting to that point, to the New World Order. Pretty much lynching Jake left and right. The latest case now is that what's that kid's name? Nolan Wells, man, out there in Mississippi, talking about how he went out to this island with his friends, his white boys, and somehow he ended up dead. They left him and he ended up dead. The coroner's office, the police, the whole town is covering it up. Now you got these celebrities coming out offering money. I think Terrell Owens came out. He offered up some money. You got Tyler Perry. He offered up some money. Al Sharpton. He offered up some money. Tips on tips on the arrest of the guy that killed him. Anybody got any tips? So Jake is getting roused up out here, man. All this racism, man. He saw he don't care no more. The whole town is pretty much denied. I think Colin Fitzpatrick, whatever his name is, football player, he hired his own personal autopsy guy. And they found some stuff. The neck was removed, stomach and the lungs were removed, so they removed those body parts, so there's no way to really determine when he was dead or when he died. And Nolan Wells kid. So that's something that doesn't blow up to this extent. That's something they've been doing. You had that kid out there in South Carolina, got shot down, ran out of a store. The Asian guy shot him in the back. So they're letting you know how they feel, man. It's gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse, and these hate crimes are gonna escalate. Race riots are gonna pop off. They're gonna escalate, right? Get back to the article. It says, CBS News, the House adopted a GOP-backed budget blueprint on Wednesday. That's dated today, or 3 hours ago. That will provide up to $95 billion in funding for the Iran war. Damn. Aid to farmers and parts of President Trump's voting regulation bill known as the Save America Act. So they're trying to get money to these farmers and parts, stuff like that. Aid farmers. It's called the Save America Act. You're not going to save this place, man. This place is going to be destroyed per the scriptures, per prophecy, man. It wasn't going to get much worse before it. You got time in Jacob's trouble. Say it every week. Put it on repeat, man. Repetition, man. Until the elect wakes up. Until the elect gets it, man. That's all it takes for the elect to hear this word. And hey, they're going to wake up and that destruction's going to come now. The House adopted the budget resolution in a 216 to 214 vote, with all Democrats, 2 Republicans, 1 independent, whose caucuses with Republicans voting in opposition. The latest efforts by Republicans to enact Mr. Trump's top priorities as the bipartisan appropriations process has broken down. That's on that. House Armed Services Committee and the House Intelligence Committee to write legislation that increases spending up to $60 billion and $13 billion. House Agriculture Committee received $12 billion. So agriculture, trying to pump all this money, into this war, try to pump all this money into America, the Save America Act. But this place is in doom, man. The day of doom is coming, man. And nuclear destruction, man. There ain't no saving this place, man. Yeah, the eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, man. Look at that. Amos 9 and 8. Behold, the eyes of the Lord power are upon the sinful kingdom. Talking about America. And his angels are beholding this place and reporting up to the Most High what's going on down here. So hey, America run up its tab. There is no saving this place. Right? And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth. The Lord said he's going to destroy it from off the face of the earth, man. Saving that will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob. Save the Lord. Yeah, the Lord ain't going to destroy all of Jacob, man. He's got his remnant. Eventually all Israel will be saved, man. For lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, man. Like as corn is sifted in the sea, and we're sifted right now, man. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. Which say, evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Yeah, the sinners of our people, man. The ones that refuse to get right, the ones that don't want to get right, the ones that don't ask for mercy and for forgiveness, man. The ones that refuse keep the law, statutes, commandments to the best of their ability, man. This place, they don't want to do it, man. Right? The Lord's going to destroy them, man. 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die, man. Because they refuse the Lord, man. They refuse, they refuse knowledge, man. They refuse it. They're offended by it, man. In that day where I raise up the tabernacle of David that's fallen, close up the breaches thereof, and I'll raise up its ruins, and I'll build it as in the days of old. Yeah, man, the Lord says he'll raise up the tabernacle of David, man. The elect. He's doing that right now. He's gathering his men right now. That's it, man. As Habakkuk 2:3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. Yeah, the vision is yet for an appointed time, man. We're at that time right now where the visions are playing out. You know, prophets of they desire to see these things, to understand what they were reading, to understand the visions that they were given. They didn't understand it. And this time we understand it now, right? Those stars that are falling from heaven, described as missiles touching down. The prophets described it as arrows, described it as stars falling from heaven. They didn't understand what they were seeing. There was destruction, man. And now we understand now, you know. Yeah, behold, the soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yeah, so he ain't upright, man. Esau, man, his spirit ain't right. But the just shall live by faith. Yeah, the just and elect. You're gonna live by faith. Right? Good, how are you? The just are gonna live by faith. We're the just. We're the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. The elect of those people, man. They're gonna live by faith. You know? Humble, meek on this side. They also, because he transgressed by wine, is a proud man. He's a proud man, just like we read in Obadiah, man. Pride, he said in his heart, man. pride of thy heart have deceived them. Pumping more money into this war, talking about some Save America Act, make America great again, you know. The pride of his heart had deceived him. They also, because he transgresseth by wine, he's a proud man. He need to keep it at home. He need to keep it at home, man. He's in all these other different countries, man. Toppling over countries, you know, bringing down their government, setting up puppet leaders, over in Libya. They did in Venezuela just recently, Maduro, man. Went over there and just took him out, man. Threw him in prison, man. We need to keep it at home, man. He got little military bases all around, pretty much every country on the planet Earth got a U.S. military base, man. The hammer of the earth, as scripture describes. The hammer of the whole earth, man. The larger of his desire is hell, and is as death. He cannot be satisfied. He gather unto him all nations, and he will unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and talk a proverb against him, and say, woe unto him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? To him that ladeth himself with thick clay, man. Yeah. Everything he has, man, he stole from someone else. Laden himself up with that thick clay, man. It was in the debt system, man. So let me look that up. Put that in the Hebrew. Thick clay, man. This place is heavy debt. It's also a prophecy, man. How we know in the end times, man. It's heavy debt. It's $1 trillion debt to this place that you can't pay back. Right? Hebrew word there for thick clay is abatiyat, and it means weight of pledges, heavy debts. That's what it means. That heavy debts. You look up the debt clock. Let me look that up. See where that debt clock is at right now, man. Some covering it. But yeah, U.S. national debt is at $39 trillion. $39,611 billion. 124 million counting. So 39 billion, man. Man, they got something blocking it, so it's hard to see it. 39 trillion. Yeah, U.S. national debt clock at 39 trillion, man. Debt per citizen is 118,000. This person got to pay over $100,000. Pay off his debt. But you're never going to pay off his debt. That's that thick clay. Yeah, just going back to that article. They're trying to crash this, but obviously they're trying to do something, man. It could be another 39 billion to start up a war or to keep a war going. Right? When you're 39 trillion in debt, That's why the economists, they don't see a a light at the end of the tunnel. The scripture said, man. Well, I was loosely paraphrasing, but let me see. Yeah, when the keepers of the household tremble, man. Trembling, man, because his economy is going downhill. Ecclesiastes 12:3. In the day that when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, those that look out the windows in the dark, man. Look out the windows in the dark, they don't see no hope in this place, man. Keepers of the house, man, there's economists, bankers. They see it, man. The ones that understand the money system. They're trembling right now. There's gonna have to be a new reset. Bringing that chip, you know. And they're coming to all clever ways to get people to take that chip, man. I just saw on the news the other day. Now they got a implantable chip to take for carpal tunnel syndrome, man. Carpal tunnel or rheumatoid arthritis. Literally, they showed a CGI video of it, implanting it into your arm. It's supposed to help you with your arthritis. Right? That's that deception, you know, putting in the microchips in your body. So it's called, you know, miracles, you know, deceive the people. They can cure arthritis. You know, do this and do that. That's just the chip, man. Don't be fooled, but the elected will be fooled by that madness, man. Ultimately, it's going to get to a point where you're not going to be able to buy anything or sell anything. At least you have that mark. You know, which is the chip. That's why they call it the great hour of temptation. The Lord said, you know, because you kept the word of my patience, I'll also keep thee from the hour of temptation. But now, first, though, we got to be on our watch, you know, and looking out for these prophecies, because that's the only way we'll know. No man knows the time and date when the Lord will return. All we know is these prophecies. Yeah, 2 Ezra 9:1. And he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. How do you measure the time diligently? You watch out. You look what's going on. You read the news, man. You know what time you're living in, man. Rock. Back to 2 Ezra 9:1. he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest parts of the signs past, which I told thee before. When you see this part of the signs past, I told thee before, man. Lord told us the signs, what to look for, man. And we're seeing it, live in effect. Then shalt thou understand that is the very same time we're in the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we're in that time when the Lord's about to make his return. Visit the world which he made. Yeah, the Lord made this world, man. The Lord made the heavens and the earth. Right? All the things that are in the earth, all things under the earth, man. Being principalities, the Lord made all that stuff, man. Yeah, you're supposed to fear Yahweh Ahchar, but our people don't consider. Our people don't, they don't have that fear for the Lord, man. That's evident, man. You look around. Right? Into every vain philosophy under the sun, man. Hey, this Lord blocking them ultimately, man. The elect have obtained it. For our people, when they have not obtained it, the truth and understanding. Look at that. Romans 11:7. What then? Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for. What's our people seeking for? Our people are definitely seeking answers. Esau can just shoot you down in the streets. These cops can just kill you in the streets, and get a paid vacation for doing it. They're seeking for answers for that. Why is it like that? Why are we at the bottom of the barrel? Who are we? Where we come from? Man? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, man. It's who he is, man. The election. But the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded, man. The Lord has our people out here blinded, man. So you don't want to take this truth for granted. You want to seek the Lord 10 times more, yet being returned. Right? People are blinded. Ultimately, it's the Lord blinding our people, man. This is Isaiah 6:9. He said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. See ye indeed, but perceive not." They see it, but they don't perceive it. They hear it, but they don't understand it. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and learn to be healed. So that's the hand that's heavy, man. And you got the angel, blocking them from receiving this understanding. It's a special thing, man. If you hear this word, you understand it, you accept it, you seek the Lord 10 times more. Right? Come out here and do the work. Push this work, man. Take part in the fight. Get up and fight another day, no matter how tired you are, man. When you're tired, get off from work, you're tired, you're not in the spirit, still do it anyway, man. Right? Endure. The reason why the Lord said endure in this thing, man. Endure to the end, no matter what. Endure to the end, the same shall be saved, man. So ultimately, it's going to seem like, like it's nothing. This world's going to seem like a dream. Esau, it's gonna feel like a dream. That's what I wanted. Where's our Esau at, man? When the kingdom of heaven is established, man. The Most High takes this man out of power, right? The Lord takes this man out of power. Yeah. Job 25. Oh, sorry, 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? You know, it seemed like, yeah, you know, the triumphing of the wicked is short. You know, he's been in rulership, what, since the Greeks? Went down for a little bit, came back into power. You know, the Renaissance period, his rebirth, rulership ever since. He had the longest rulership, but compared to the kingdom, it's going to be, you know, a very short time, man. And he has been in power. So his excellence will mount up to the heavens, and his head reached unto the clouds. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. Yeah, it's like we're going to, like back into Obadiah, too. You know? Which I've seen him shall say, where is he? I mean, where's this Edomite, man? The kingdom. When you're teaching our children, you know, the law, statute, commandments, you're teaching our children the history, true history, man. But there once was a man called Esau, man, that was on planet Earth. He deceived the whole planet Earth, you know? He deceived our people into thinking that Yahushua was a man by Caesar Borgia. Caesar Borgia. You know, he deceived the whole planet. All of our people at one point in time were thinking that Yahushua looked like, had blonde hair and blue eyes. The whole planet. They'll be like, wow, man, this man is no more. You know, he said he's going to perish away like his own dung, man, after he serves his 1,000-year slavery, man. Get back that revenge. Right? Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. And they which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. You go to sleep in your dream, you know, and you wake up the next morning, right? You don't remember that dream. If it was a really intense dream, a nightmare, you may remember it for half a day. Once a day goes by, 2 days go by, you don't forgot all about that dream, man. That's what the Lord's likening unto this so-called white man named Esau, white man, you know? He's gonna perish away forever. Like his own dung. When you go to the bathroom, you flush your toilet. You don't see that waste, that human excrement. You know, that human waste. You don't see that waste. You don't see it again. It's gone forever. You know. So you're gonna fly away like a dream. Like you just said. You have a nightmare. You have a good little dream or whatever. You don't remember that dream. You know. A lot of times you wake up and don't remember the dream. Upon waking up. The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Yeah. He's also going to be brought out of power. He's going to go into slavery. And he's going to be eradicated. Look at that. Like in Obadiah. Start at verse 3. It's Obadiah verse 8. Obadiah chapter 1 verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. I'll be dismayed to the end of that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, thou shalt be cut off forever. The day that thou stoodest on the other side, the day strangers carried away captive his forces. The foreigners entered in his gates to cast lots upon Jerusalem. Even now was one of them. Well, that's going back into ancient Rome, ancient Babylon. Man. When Babylon's ransacked Jerusalem, man. What did Edom do? They said, raise it, destroy, destroy. They linked up with the Babylonians, man. Even unto this very day, man. Thou shouldest not have looked on the day of thy brother, in the day that he became a stranger. Neither shouldest thou have rejoiced over the children of Judah in the day of their destruction. Neither should thou have spoken proudly in the day of distress. Thou shouldest not have entered into the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yea, thou shouldest not have looked on their affliction in the day of their calamity, nor have laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. Yeah, man. Because I was going to pay for that, man. Amalek. Neither shouldest thou, all Edom, man. Neither shouldest thou have stood in the crossbow, cut off those that of his that did escape. Neither shouldest thou have delivered up those of his that did remain in the day of distress. I'm going back to ancient Babylon now. They linked up with the Babylonians. Talking about some raise it, burn it to the ground. This is the day of the Lord and the future. Verse 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Yeah, the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. All you nations, man. Because you all were confederate against us. You all had us in slavery, man. Every last one of you heathens had us in slavery. People say, he that leadeth in captivity shall go into captivity. He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. We're all led into captivity under all nations. Read the book of Judges will break all that down, man. The day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. The day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. That destruction has come to this place, man. And ultimately, slavery. For you other nations, man. You heathens. You're all confederate against us, man. Even unto this very day. I was Asian that shot that kid in the back and got off, man. Coons of our people too. His lawyer was Jake, man. Coons of our people are gonna be destroyed too, man. Sellouts of our people, man. Real sellouts, man. People who teach, heresy and doctrines of devils, man. They teach the wayward doctrines, falsify the truth, man. Add on to the scriptures, man, for money. Real sellouts, man. False prophets, man. The Lord said to look out for them too, in the day that false anointings are going to rise up. False prophets, man. Taken away from the scriptures, man. For filthy lucre's sake, for money's sake, for gain's sake, man. The Lord sees all that, man. I just read in Habakkuk, man. The day of the Lord, though the eyes are upon the sinful kingdom, man. The Lord sees everything, man. His angels are seeing everything, man. Come on, man. Moses fell the truth. All this madness out here, man. Come on. The name of the Lord doesn't matter. Call him Christ. Say there's no name under heaven that you ought to be saved by, man. So how people are gonna call upon the Lord if you're refusing to push the Lord's name? His name is Ahchar, man. Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, like people of God, Israelites, according to the Bible. Saying that the Latinos aren't Israelites. That happens a lot, man. The scriptures clearly defined it, man. The kingdom came over to the land, that came over to that new world, man. So let me get that, man. I'll get back in that 2 Ezra 9. Yeah, clear as day, man. Second Ezra 13 and 40. Goes into the northern kingdom, man, the northern tribes, man. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Native Americans and Latinos, man. Scripture clearly talks about how you came over here, man. And you have these lands, man. Central, South, North American lands, man. Latinos. How are the Latinos not part of Israel when it clearly says it in scriptures, man? Say what you want, how you feel about Latinos, man. Yeah, they're racist, so what? Black men hate other black men. Latinos hate, yeah, you know, hey, that's curses that's on us, man. That's the curses that's on us. Having an evil eye towards our brother, all right? So what? We're in the truth, man. You gotta be the bigger man, all right? Second Ezra 13 and 40. Those 10 tribes which were carried away prisoner out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, and Salmanassar, king of Assyria, led away captive. I was talking about Salmanassar the 5th, I believe. Wrote it down somewhere. Yeah, because they were under the Assyrians, man. The northern kingdom was captive under the Assyrians. Under King Salmanassar, Assyrian captivity, the 5th. Right? King of Syria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came to another land, carried them over the waters. So they came after that Assyrian captivity, after they were let go around 722 BC, they came over here to America. You know, they didn't cross over like Bering Strait. No, they went through the Horn of Africa. They knew about this land because of King Solomon. King Solomon had a navy. Him and that Hamite, Hammond, I believe his name was. You know? That was why you got the Olmec statues over there. The Olmecs. Big old statues over there in Mexico. You know? King Solomon knew what been coming over to America. That's how King Solomon got rich. All that gold was over here, man. That's how Israel knew about this land. So after that Assyrian captivity, what did they do? They came over here to America, man, to another land. But they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth to a further country where never mankind dwelt. What do you think that's song about? Where mankind dwelt. The new world. Right? Nobody really dwelt here. You know, King Solomon came over here. You know, he got the peacocks and the monkeys and all that, you know, and the gold and the silver. And he went back to Israel. Nobody was really living in this land, man. Whether no man dwelt, right? that they might there keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land. So they came here for a good purpose, to keep the statutes, keep the laws, but they went way the hell off. Eventually, all Israel went off, man. Up to this very day, they went off. Watch that movie Apocalypto, man. It was into sacrificing each other, running around and all that, worshiping all these other gods too, you know, up to this very day, man. So them FBAs, man, they have it right, you know. Not all Gadites are gonna look like Wes Studi. You know, I said that the other day. They're not all gonna look like Wes Studi, just like the apostles say that. Not all Israelite is gonna look like John Shaft. Not all Gadites are gonna look like Wes Studi. You know, he's the actor that played Geronimo, man. He had that very native look to him. He's also in a bunch of other movies, man. Last of the Mohicans, great movie too, man. Last of the Mohicans. They show Gad as some true warriors that they are, man. I don't think they ever showed Gad like they showed Gad in that movie Last of the Mohicans, man. That was the point, man. They entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river. For the Most High showed signs for them and held still the flood, so they were passed over. The Lord held still the flood. And the area is known as the Horn of Africa. Around that they came through, it's known for the very rough waters. The Most High held still those rough waters until they passed over. For though that country was a great way to go, a great way to go. It's a long journey. Namely, a year and a half. A year and a half, man. About a 3-year journey. It talks about that in King Solomon, man. It took about 3 years. A year and a half one way, a year and a half, back to Israel. That boat. It all links up, man. The same region is called Ahchar, right? We'll look that up, man. Same region is called Ahchar. Ahchar. Basically, the term derives from the Hebrew for another land. Another land. I'm talking about here in America, man. Northern Kingdom, man. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, or, you Gadites, Latinos, Native Americans. They're the Northern Kingdom, man. Yeah, I don't even know how I got on that, but let me go back to that. Obadiah. And I'll go back to that. Second Ezra. Obadiah 1:15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. The day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. The day of the Lord is near. It's greatly. It's a day of darkness and a day of thick clouds, man. What's going to produce some thick clouds? And nuclear missiles, man. And nuclear destruction, right? As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. So all the things that you did to our people, man, Edomites and Edom, that's going to be done unto you, right? You get that revenge, man. Vision of Lazarus, man, right? Lazarus and the beggar, yeah. You'll be asking, in slavery for a drop of water on your tongue, right? It's symbolic of the hell, the stress, and the hard labor that you're going to be facing in the kingdom of heaven. Slavery under the Israelites. Dip your tongue, in a drop of water. It's all parched. It's messed up you're going to be. It's symbolic. It's the hell that you're going to catch, man. For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. And you drunk upon his holy mountain, man. Israel, man. Cup to be rendered unto you double. That cup was poured upon us, man. It's Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken, and thou shalt make thyself naked. Man. Cup, man, that cup is going to pass on to you, man. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. That our punishment, our iniquity is accomplished, man. You know, we only got a little bit of time left, man. A few more prophecies left. You know, our punishment is accomplished, man. Yeah, we went through that slavery. Now it's time for you to go in that slavery. We was at the bottom of the barrel in the society. Now it's time for you to be at the bottom of the barrel in the society, man. Punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. You will no more carry thee. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. And once we go down, man, hey, we're never going to go back into captivity again. We're never going to go into slavery again, man. The Lord's going to establish that second covenant on us. He's going to force us to keep the laws, man. The second covenant, man. And we're never going to, go off again. We're never going to worship other gods. We're never going to covetousness. Never have envious bone towards another Israelite. We coveted our neighbor, man. Worship other gods, man. Commit adultery. Never gonna do any of that again, man. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins, man. Behold, the eyes of the Lord upon the sinful kingdom, man. He's discovering the sins of you Edomites, man. What you have done, the things that you have done, to his people, man. But yeah, pray to rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. The cup shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt make drunken with it, man. Thou shalt make thyself naked, man. It's like we read in Obadiah. Obadiah 1, verse 17. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance. That we just read. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished. The elect of our people are going to be delivered out here. There shall be holiness. And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. They're going to take back what they took from us, man. Possess their possessions, man. Really are. This whole earth, man. They possess this whole earth, man. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, man. It's like we said, he's gonna pass away like fade away like a dream of the night, man. Where is he? It links up with Job. Genocide on Esau, man. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame. Yeah, the two kingdoms that come together. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans are going to come together. And the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. For the Lord has spoken. There shall not be any remaining of the house of Israel, of Esau. Esau, Edom. So-called white man, the ones that dwell in the clefts of the rock, man. And let me read it again. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau. That's how you understand what it meant by in Job. Yeah, back in Job 25. 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, the triumphing of the wicked is short, the joy of the hypocrite for a moment. Yeah, this man's little shit, just for a moment. We're seeing it. When you compare it to the kingdom, right? It's just for a moment. The kingdom is going to be forever and ever, all eternity. But the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mounts up to the heavens, and his head reaches unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung, man. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. And perish away forever, man. The kingdom. But how we know this, that scriptures say it. And we know we're close to these prophecies, as always, man. Back in 2 Ezra 9:1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So now we're in a time we have to measure the time that we're living in. You have to know the time that you're living in, right? And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time the highest will begin to visit the world that you made, or it's visiting the world that we made right now, man. Visiting with the earthquakes. He's visiting with storms and tempests, tornadoes, and all that. Eventually, he's really going to make his second debut, his second coming, man, up there in the skies, man. Chariots. Therefore, when thou shalt be seeing earthquakes and uproars of people, seeing earthquakes, man. A ton of earthquakes happened in the past couple of weeks now. We're saying that big one, that California is due for that big one real soon. We'll see. Uproars of the people. All the uproars of the people, rioting, protesting. Listen, it's gonna get worse, man. That's been going on for a cold minute, a hot minute. Uproars of the people over in the Middle East, rioting, Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. The Lord always spoke of these things, man. The script has been written. The prophets of old have always prophesied about these things. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And the end is manifest, man. You gotta be at the end, man. We're close. The elected waking up all around the world, man. Most of the elects, if not all the elects, well, hey, you gotta be close to the elect waking up. All of them, 144,000, all of them, man. Because they gotta pray with 1%, man. Pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for deliverance, man. And then the angels can, release that destruction. They want to pump another 100 billion into this war, into the Save America app, man. America ain't gonna be saved, man. This red place's gonna be destroyed. The Lord's gonna destroy it from off the face of the earth, man. The eyes of the Lord are upon the sinful kingdom, man. He holds everything that goes on in this place. The angels are up there, man. They see everything that goes on, man. They're pointing back to the Heavenly Father. How about Shem Yahushai, man? The end is definitely manifest, man. You're seeing it. The vision is yet for an appointed time. Don't tarry, wait for it. It shall surely come, man. Oh, it's definitely coming. You gotta endure, man. Right, every week, man. Every day. Pondering. Have that helmet of salvation. Think about the scriptures. Think about the Lord, man. Think about getting up out of here, man. It's the only thing that's gonna keep you motivated, man. Coming out through these streets, it's gonna jumpstart your spirit. I come out here twice a week, man. I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to keep that up, but hey, come out to the streets and jumpstart your spirit. I was messed up this morning. I almost called off again this week, man. Then coming out here, you feel great. It gives you another charge up for a couple days, and Saturday rolls around, you do it again, you get charged up. Even so, the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works, and endings and effects and signs, man. Signs, you know, how it works, effects, signs, man. You know? Blood moons, man. We had a blood moon a few weeks back. Super moons, you know. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith wherein ye have believed. And everyone that shall be saved, man, come to salvation and get up on that chariot. Get the first fruits of the kingdom. Get the first fruits to get that revenge on your enemies, man. These are the nations of heathen. We just read, the heathen, hey, the Lord is upon all heathens, man. Yeah, Obadiah 15, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen, man. You know, as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee, man. You know, it's that payback. Thy reward shall be upon thy own head. Back in that 2 Ezra 9:7 again. And everyone that shall be saved shall be able to escape by his works. Yeah, it's about putting in that work too, man. You gotta put in that work. Save, you know. And by faith, it's also by faith, you know, shall escape from the said perils. And there's some perils coming to this place now. The Lord's gonna plague this place like Egypt as before. The plagues in Egypt are coming back to this place here in America, right? Escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. Yep, that's the most important thing is belief. You believe. You believe, you have that fear. How about you outside? You have that fear. You're gonna do what's right. You know? Shall be preserved from the said perils. Shall be preserved from the said perils. And shall see my salvation in my land. Shall see that salvation, man. So there's a reward, man. Maishah is going to bring that reward. Yeah, it's Revelation 22:10. And he saith unto me, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book. And Ahchar will loose the seals of this book. And understanding has been, you know, put out there, man. The apostles, the teachers, man. We learned, you know, the sayings of this book, the prophecy, the breakdowns, man. He giveth the secrets to his servants, the prophets. So it says, seal not the sayings of the prophecy of this book. For the time is at hand. The time is at hand. What? The time, well, the day of the Lord is at hand. You just read the day of the Lord upon all the earth, man. He that is unjust, let him be unjust still. He which is filthy, let him be filthy still. Yeah, don't be out here trying to save everybody, man. You can't get it, you can't get it. Right? He that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according to his work shall be. And the Lord, hey, the reward is coming, man. That salvation, man. That's what we look forward to. That's what we want, man. So I'm just going to say the helmet of salvation. It's always on your mind. Get up out of here, right? It said, verse 8, shall be preserved, he said, perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders. For I sanctified them from me from the beginning. And from the beginning, Lord ordained a prophet. He sanctified them. And Lord called to sanctify them. And I get that, Isaiah 34. Isaiah 13. Isaiah 13:2. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice under them, shake the hand that they may go to the gates of the nobles. That's that work, man. I've commanded my sanctified ones, man. And I've also called my mighty ones for mine anger, even them that rejoice in my highness. The Lord commanded his sanctified ones, man. The servants of the prophets, right? Shall be preserved, and everyone, okay, let me read verse 7 again. And everyone that shall be saved, and shall be able to escape by his works, and by faith, wherein he believed, right? Shall be preserved from the said peril. It's going to be preserved, will be hid in that day, man. It will be hid. Those are the Psalms, you know, in Psalms 91. Yeah, Psalms 91:1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Right? He that dwelleth in the secret place. It's secret place. It's truth, man. It's honest knowledge, man. Dealing with the Comforter, the true Comforter, man. The Spirit. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge, my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. That the ones that believe, the sanctified ones, man. The ones that believe. They're going to put their trust in Yahweh Shem Yahushai. That I could go down to Egypt for help. I could go to the government for help. They're going to pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushai for help, man. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, the trap, Esau, man, and from the noisome pestilence, man. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. And chariots, man, deliver you from that noisome pestilence, from that destruction, man, and from the traps of Esau, man. Yeah, you know. Verse 9, then shall they be in pitiful case, which have abused my ways. To worry about people, man. That abuse the Lord, man, the Lord's ways. That lacked fear, that didn't have the fear. All right. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which have abused my ways, and they that cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments, man. For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me, man. 2/3 of our people have not known the Lord, man. You know? And they're going to dwell in torments, man. Because what do they reached out, they refused. And with hand was, you know, when the door of mercy was upon them, they refused it. It talks about that in Proverbs, man. They that have loathed my law, while they yet had liberty, and when as yet the place of repentance was open unto them, understood not, but despised it. Despised repentance. You know, despised it. So they're going to dwell in torments. The same must know it as death by pain, man. Death by pain, nuclear destruction. If you make it to the nuclear destruction, or you could die in Tom and Jacob's trouble, die in a concentration camp. You know? But yeah, you know, that's it. All that. Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahushai. Shalom, shalom.